Okay, and we are now officially live. This is it. Welcome back to another video on Adam Templeton Triathlete YouTube channel, where we've made it to the end of the 10-week block of Project 301. And yep, today we're going to retest on the FTP test, 5-minute all-out effort, followed by a 20-minute full gas effort as well. And yeah, again, the goal for this one is to hold 301 or more watts and complete Project 301. How are the legs feeling? Feeling pretty good. I'm ready to rock and roll. Just sort of training this week. Wednesday night I was feeling a bit tired, so I'd cut the session that I'd normally do, just a sort of zone 2 spin on the bike. And then yesterday, reduced the volume a little bit. Kept some of the intensity, but reduced the volume. Just, I don't want to be going into it in sort of race freshness, simply because, yeah, I want to get training zones that I can do day in, day out in training, rather than trying to, go into it as if it's like race mode. Because obviously you're always going to want to bring it up a level on race day. So calculate the zones with similar training fatigue, but stepping it back a little bit was definitely the goal for this one. And sort of the training leading into this one, it has been going really well. Sort of threshold efforts, I've been able to build them up slowly but surely over the past 10 weeks. And it's made it's to have a sort of focus. I've not done that in a long time. For so long, I was just sort of doing a lot of volume, but without pinpointing what I was wanting to improve on. Just trying to keep high volume and then get prepped for race day. But of course, as it comes into winter time and it's more off season, you then get that opportunity to push and to a different level, while having the time to recover from it as well. But yeah, here we go. I'm not actually too nervous for this one. I'm feeling ready to go. Just keeping it the classic on Zwift. Same workout or same sort of format of warm up as last time as well. Trying to keep the protocols exactly the same. So yeah, 10 minutes of building here. A few short, sharp 30-second bursts, and then it'll be time to go. So yeah, in the triathlon scene this weekend as well, we do have the T100 finale in Dubai, so it'll be good to watch that one. Don't know if that's today or tomorrow. I need to double check. It might even be on around about now because it's in sort of the Middle East. But yeah, I think on the men's side, I'd probably say Martin van Riel will win. He's been pretty unbeatable. Well, I say that, of course, in Las Vegas, Gaelic Gaines bet him. But yeah, I can see Martin van Riel winning. And then the women's side, Taylor Knibb, is just a formidable force. Very, very difficult to beat with the bike power that she has compared to the rest of the field. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see for that one. And then of course, just a couple of weeks ago, we had Kona as well. That was good to watch. Patrick Lange coming out on top. Somehow he goes into every World Championships as the underdog, but then just comes out of nowhere, or seems like it comes out of nowhere, even though he's already been 2-time world champion and runs sub 2:35 marathons pretty much every year in the sport. But yeah, sort of my own motivation at the moment it's fairly high, or I'd say it's not even motivation, just sort of the desire to be towards the front at races and events in 2025 is very high. The opportunity that I've got at the moment, if you didn't know, you can probably tell there's been a slight change of scenery in the Swift studio here. I did move to Newcastle. Been here nearly a couple months now, just for a new job. But I have the massive benefit of working from home most of the week, and yeah, it just allows me to train pretty much until 10 minutes before starting, and then if I'm training in the evening, I can be training 10 minutes after finishing, or most of the time, as long as I don't get caught on like Instagram brain rot or something, scrolling for hours. Very, very dangerous. Do not open Instagram when you finish work. It's not worth it. But yeah, here we go. Heart rate seems to be responding okay. So we're in that 4 zone 2 range at the moment. My heart rate has been sitting a lot lower in recent times. I guess, yeah, I have been doing quite a bit more volume in the training, as I mentioned. But it's not as if I feel overly tired about it either. We'll see how it responds today. I decided, again, not to go race mode with like Prime or Red Bull before this one. I just kept it to standard coffee with a caffeine boost. But yeah, and then sort of heart rate, I know that, yeah, it'll probably, during this, it'll definitely jump straight over 160. I'd say sort of, yeah, lactate threshold turning point, hour of power probably would be around that 280, 285 mark, which, if you're doing the calculations, if you're saying your FTP is 95% of your 20-minute power, get an extra 5% on top of that takes me in and around that 300, 301 barrier. So we're just going to need to see. I think I'm definitely going to pace it, going out, trying to achieve the goal. We're not going to hold like 290 or 295 for the first bit and then try and pick it up. No, but I'm not going to kill myself either in the first half, because that's silly as well. That's one thing I done really well last time, was paced it very, very well. I think just as you accumulate more training and do more efforts over the years, the intrinsic feeling that you get of the effort level that you're pushing at, you're just able to develop that. Like now, there's very few times I'll go out on a run or be on a bike or be swimming and really focus in on the paces, just because your body is not a machine, and these thresholds and what some people think are invisible lines in the sand that are drawn and set in stone, they move about day to day. So it's important. Yeah, it's important to look at the numbers in the grand scheme on a macro scale to try and see improvement. But at the same time, training with an intrinsic feeling is very important too. Right, we're coming up to this first 30-second opener. Here we go. Oh man, there's nothing I hate more than 30-second openers. But I know it is the most optimal warm-up for myself. Just spiking the lactate and then getting the body used to clearing it out of the system. What a way. And yeah, what I'll do is I'll swap the screen over. So it's not, if my computer allows it, yeah, there we go. We're going to Zwift on the big screen. Right. I've never been on Zwift as much in my life as well. Like, other than the 2 days where I wasn't feeling it and only went on for 10 minutes, I've pretty much been on every single day since the start of October. So yeah, it's been a grind, but hopefully it will be worth it. So at 4 done, I probably will end up hopping off and going for a quick pee just before the start, just getting the nerves out of the way. But yeah, keep pushing on with this one just now. Another big change I've been able to bring in to my training has been at the gym that I now go to. It has a sauna and a steam room, and yeah, wow, what a difference that makes, just in terms of the recovery aspect and loosening up any tight muscles. It makes a big difference. Of course, before moving, pretty much since the summer, I've had problems when running and constant niggles and injuries, but thank goodness we're finally past that, which has been a massive relief. Let me make sure the audio on this one's working fine. See, now I'm just getting the delay as I'm talking to try and hear it. Right, yeah, that's fine. I can hear it. Okay. One more sprint effort to go. And then, yeah, quickly down to the toilet. And then we'll be good to go. A 5-minute effort, to be honest, is probably tougher, I'd say, than the 20-minute effort. Just pushing well above that second lactate threshold is something I don't enjoy doing, being much more of a diesel engine, but it'll be good to see if we have improved. Legs are feeling okay. I thought I was probably going to feel a wee bit better. It's, of course, a big part of it is psychological, but I think I'm ready to turn it on, I'm sure. We'll just see how it goes. Right, last one. Right, there we go. Okay, warm-up sprint's done. Heart rate responded fairly well. Yeah, it's just about staying locked in, minute at a time, and yep, trying to show. I guess personally, I don't really feel that I need to prove to myself in this session anything. I'm not here to say, oh, can I do it? I know, again, as I was talking at the start, intrinsically that I've definitely gotten fitter, and the base has been building well over the past 10 weeks. So even if I do end up holding 250 watts, 200 watts for 20 minutes, I know that personally the test is just such, it's nice to collect objective data, but subjectively it's not a big issue. I know that deep down in there I have been improving, and the work that I've been putting in will pay off in the long run. Right, I'll be back in 1 minute. Just taking that to the toilet, not very professional of me. Oh, why is it not letting me pause that? I'll wait for that to go away. Yeah, back in 1 minute. Right, then going back, what I'll do is I'll put on the crappy background music on this one. I won't have to mute the mic. Let me see, where is it again? Audio? No, it's not audio. What is it? Bubble. Alright, there we go. And yeah, we'll just get the rock. And I'm diving a bit. See, I won't have to mute myself because I've finally worked out I can just ride with my headphones in Not that I'll be doing too much talking when I'm mid-effort, but that means it won't just be a random stream where it's someone not talking and it's just them suffering. So this is it. The big moment is finally upon us. Now, objective for this one is probably, I think I'll go out around 3:30, and if I can pick it up, I'll try to. Just at this, the 5-minute one is the one I don't want to blow up on the most. I want to try and keep it smooth and build through it. And then the 20-minute one, we'll put it a bit more out there and take a bit more of a risk. Okay. Time to get the hard style music on. It has to be done. Right. This is us. Time to go. Time to rock and roll. Five minutes. Full gas. Again, aim for around 3:30 for the first half, and hopefully pick it up in the second half. Right, here we go. Right, 1 minute, 1 minute. Two minutes. 3 minutes. One minute to go. Oh man. Wow. Oh my. Wow. That was grim. I have to be honest, I'm struggling to find the right gear. I wanted to come in for that one. I mentioned that again 10 weeks ago during the first one, that sort of setting the effort time is free ride. It then includes the simulated gradient on Zwift. So if it's going up 1% or down 1%, you do notice it in the cadence. That at the start of that one, I was pushing 94, 95, and I know sort of pro peloton terms, they'd be happy with that, but as someone that is a natural cadence that I've had to build up over time, I used to sit around 80 RPM, but typically now it's about 85. Yeah, 95 is still a bit of a struggle, so I guess that shows an area for improvement. Probably average wise, I'd say you might have been in and around that 330 zone, maybe closer to 325. So compared to the previous time, I think it was about 321. I did take a note of it. I should have looked this up before starting. Let me see. No, I ended up not taking a note of it. But yeah, I'm sure it was about 320. So maybe a slight improvement. But say my training has been geared more towards lifting up the threshold end as opposed to the high end efforts, or high end efforts for myself anyway. I know some people will have a 10-second or 1 minute effort, but 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes is probably about the shortest I can go where I feel that I can push myself close to the limit. But again, it just shows you sort of race mentality, or when it's push comes to shove, my heart rate does respond. We're hitting like 178 there, which is the highest I've seen in a good few weeks anyway. So yeah, The ceiling is still fairly high. There's still enough room to push into. And then if cycling or Swift or FTP tests isn't something that you really know about, doing the 5-minute power test before the 20-minute effort, I've still never properly looked into the research on it, but it does supposedly improve performance on a 20-minute effort. There's something about doing an effort that's above that level and then, just the rate the body can clear the lactate. I don't really know. Don't want to go too much into the science before I say something really silly. But yeah, doing a 5-minute effort, having an appropriate amount of time to get recovery in between, but once again, not over recovering. Is the way to do it, supposedly. So says the science. I don't know. It's so annoying. I don't know what it is. My bib shorts just never sit comfortably. You always get off and sort them. Right, that should be it this time. But yeah, of course, as I mentioned just before that 5-minute effort there, running wise, I'm finally, touch wood, past the point of injury and running pain free. What a difference it makes. It's honestly been since early May, pretty much before my training camp to Mallorca, that I've just been stricken with injuries. It's just moved about from my right hip to my right knee to my left knee. My left knee, that was definitely the longest one, but I took a big step back and really just had to look at it myself and say, right, we need to go back to basics, back to 20-minute, 25-minute run walks, keeping the load as low as possible, but still providing enough stimulus to build the strength back up. That's the biggest challenge. But yeah, we've slowly but surely been getting there, and I think, of course, we're not finished Project 301 just yet, but looking towards sort of the upcoming future. I think a running focus or a slight increase in running focus will be the next goal, because across all three sports, so the truth of the matter is, you cannot think yourself fast. You can do it maybe a bit in the swim. Of course, it's so much more technique oriented, and as I mentioned on this one, sort of race mentality is crucial as well. But again, push comes to shove, you need to be willing to put the work in to get comfortable at running, swimming or cycling at these higher paces. But again, at the same time doing that, it's the whole challenge of balancing recovery, because it's not when you're doing the training that you get the improvements, it's when you're not training and the body is attempting to repair itself that the adaptations occur. Normally on a Saturday I'll do a long ride, probably finish this one off, and then I'll see how far I get after this one. I don't know, I'll definitely not be doing the usual 4 hours, but yeah, we'll just see how the legs are feeling once we finish off this one. 2 minutes to go. Again, we're setting off over 300 watts we're going out with the mindset that we can achieve it. And again, just splitting up into chunks. The cadence will be easier, those sort of 30 watts less. I should be able to get into a nice rhythm. And then, yep, project 01 will have came to an end. Some of the tactics I've got when the going gets really tough, the amount of times that I've counted to 5, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on repeat. Don't know why I started doing it, but just something that I find helps me just to find another bit of rhythm. 1 minute to go. Time for me to lock in. Probably won't be doing too much talking, but you'll be able to see the effort, hopefully, that I can put out on the pedals here. "26. "1 minute. Right, 5 minutes. Keep it smooth. Ten minutes. Just kind of compose. Yeah. Five minutes. Oh. Let's just get 2 minutes to go. Ah. Ah. Oh man. Come on. One minute 20. Oh my. Right through the line, come on. Oh. Oh, that was grim. And there was way too much yellow at the end. Oh. Hell. Oh. I don't know if that's music. Wow, that was grim. Sport is so mental. So much in the brain. There's so much in the brain. I knew from the first minute the 301 wasn't happening. And then when we were about 7 minutes in and I see my heart rate go to 180, that was the turning point. I seen it hit that, and then just the mind games that we're playing the rest of the time. I do feel that I managed to exert myself as much as I could in that one there. Like, it's not as if I wasn't trying by the end. I'm still, I can assure you, I'm still pretty cooked. And then, yeah, I tried to keep it seated pretty much for all of it. I had to stand up a couple of times. The biggest nightmare is honestly saddle sores. I do not know if it's these bib shorts. I do not know if it's a saddle. I think I might look for a saddle in the Black Friday sale just because they feel like they're going away. you know what, I don't want to go into too much detail, but just sometimes sitting is uncomfortable. But we'll spin out these 40 seconds. We'll see what the critical power map says. I'm definitely last time it was 285 or 286, and I'm positive that we beat that because we held at least 285 for the second half, and then it must have been about 295 for the first half. So maybe 290. And again, I guess I've maybe been building more capacity at threshold as opposed to like time to exhaustion as opposed to bumping up the threshold. It's the hardest thing, I find. Yeah, you can see that. Obviously it'll be quite small on your screen, but that spike of 180, we never seen that again throughout the ride. And it was pretty early on. So again, I'll post it later on Strava. If you make sure to check me out on Strava, the link will be somewhere on the YouTube channel, or you can just find me at Adam Templeton Triathlete. Critical power, let's see, 20 minutes. Yeah, so 292, and my best is 295. So we're near sort of, you could say best fitness. And then if we go back to 5 minutes, yeah, so we're pretty much 328 is the best 5 minute power I've ever done. Which again, like, it's honestly like 6 or 7 watts. I can't be disappointed, but this is it. It's come on, it's mid-November, and races are, who knows, potentially middle of May. We'll see. I don't know if John Glenn will be watching, but if he is, Mallorca 70.3, he could be a good shout. And then, to be honest, if anybody's even still listening at this point, after watching Kona, or seeing the highlights from it a few weeks ago, I'm telling you, 2026, Kona is where I want to be. I want to be at the Ironman World Championships. Of course, at an age group level. But I think deep down in my heart, that's where I want to be. And like I was saying at the start, it's less sort of the motivation and more determination that I've got at the moment. It's Kona 2026, I think, has to be the goal. I feel that at the iron distance, of course, building capacity on the bike is the biggest thing. And just the muscular endurance at that level. But I'd say aerodynamic wise, obviously I've got a slightly narrower frame. So the big watch you can see here, if my 5 minute power is 328, my 20 minute power is 292, there is a serious issue there at some point. But of course, CDA aerodynamics is massive in the sports triathlon, and it's just exploded in the past few years. You've got people like Dan Bigham in the cycling world that's brought it on leaps and bounds simply because, he's looked more into the science of it, and he's brought his engineering background towards cycling. Of course, having the hour record before Filippo Ganna. So he wasn't a pro cyclist his whole life. It was very, very elite level, but never in the pro rank until he was in his mid-20s, late 20s. Which is something, well, I'm pretty sure late 20s, maybe a wee bit earlier than that. It was when he was sort of at university or doing his masters that him and his friends got into the track, and then went down the world champs, and then get banned from that because of only allowed nations. You'll need to read the book. And then we've seen Patrick Langer. He's a smaller build. He's probably not even 5'7". Great runner, and his CDA and aerodynamics must be unbelievable. The Canyon that he's got. If Canyon are watching, if they want to sponsor me, give me an aero bike, help me get to the world champs. That would be the dream. But yeah, Project 301. It's good. It's good to have focus in training. I think that's something that I've missed for a long, long time. I've built the capacity across the 3 sports to where I can handle higher volumes, but it's like Olav Alexander Booth is the coach of the Norwegian athletes. like he says, once you're above that sort of 20-hour range, it's then looking at sort of the kilojoule expenditure bank and making sure that you're getting enough in. Like they say, no speed without power, no power without calories. So it's just finding a balance at that point. Cycling, again, I have been doing it pretty much all indoors. I've not been outside, so I'll probably need to relearn how to ride a bike. What I'm not prepared for is the cold spell that's coming next week. And it's 11 degrees at this. Life is pretty good. But when it's 2 degrees and it's windy and it's -2, feels like lunch runs may become a bit more difficult. But, this is the fun of it. This is where we're at. So yeah, I think moving forward, we'll introduce threshold running, even just once a week. Get one session in, build it up like we've done over Project 301. In terms of VO2 max efforts, I'll probably keep them on the bike. I don't feel that I can do it in the pool because I don't have the technique for it. And then on the run, again, I struggle to get that sort of hard effort in. So I'll keep that on the bike, introduce the threshold efforts on the run, and then maybe I'll look about for a running race. There's one sort of just before Christmas that I might sign up for. But yeah, I think probably sign off the live stream there. If you did join, thanks very much for watching. Unfortunately, we didn't hit Project 301. We're a good wee bit off at 9 watts. 9 watts, what's that percentage-wise? Sort of 3%. Yeah. But again, I know intrinsically that the capacity is getting there. We're in a good place for running. Swimming, it's just a daily grind. There's less chance of me doing actual workouts, and it's more just me seeing who's in the lane on the day, because sometimes it can get quite busy. There is this one person that does breaststroke with fins on. How you can do that, I don't know. And he brings his fins every single day. So again, I guess good open water practice for drinking gallons of water every time I'm at the pool. But yeah, this is it, the daily grind. We're back to it. I'll probably keep going here. I'll need to get another bottle. I only made up one because again, if I was completely cooked, I'd just write off, or not write off, but call the session there. But I'd say I could at least continue on a little bit here. Every day counts. Kona 2026. Need to remember that every day counts. Again, that's sometimes what I struggle with as well. Is I struggle to see sort of, what is it, like the years for the days or whatever you say it is. So it's like I'll get caught up on one day, when in the grand scheme of things it doesn't make too much of a difference. But we have officially made it. End of Project 301. Thanks a lot for watching, and yep, we'll hopefully get at least some sort of consistent content out on the channel. But yeah, if we stop sharing that, we'll jump it back to that one, and we'll sign it off there. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. End stream.